welcome back to Googie's Kitchen. My name's Alexis and today I want to show you how to make my delicious sweet potato and chickpea burgers. To show you how to make my delicious chickpea burgers, but before I do, if you are new to my channel, then hello and welcome. It's lovely to have you here, and if you love cooking videos, then I upload 2 new recipes a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 6 p.m, so please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As I just mentioned, today I want to show you how to make my delicious sweet potato and chickpea burgers. Now this idea came from a restaurant that we visited in London. We went to a burger restaurant just before Christmas last year, and they had a lot of variety of different burgers on their menu. Burgers. They had a variety of different burgers on their menu, and I wanted something that wasn't too meaty. I actually fancied something vegetarian that day, and they actually had something similar to this recipe on there, and I really liked it. I thought it was a delicious way to use sweet potato, chickpeas and cauliflower in a burger. So I came home, I haven't copied the recipe, but I've tried to replicate it, and I've come up with this, and I think this is a really delicious way to enjoy chickpeas and sweet potato together. My husband and son, well, my son does like chickpeas, but he doesn't like them in this. He's a bit of a fussy eater. But my husband really liked this, and he doesn't normally like chickpeas. I love chickpeas, so I'll eat chickpeas in anything, but he's not the biggest fan, but he really liked this recipe. So if you've got somebody at home who's a bit like my husband, then this is a great one to try on them. This is also a vegan recipe as well, and once you've cooked the potato, it is so easy to do. So I thought I'd share with you today how to make it. So here is how to make my delicious sweet potato and chickpea burgers. As I mentioned in the intro, the first thing I've done is I've cooked the sweet potato in the oven. So I peeled and I chopped into like 1-inch pieces the sweet potato, and then I put it in the oven dry on a baking tray, and I cooked it for about 30 minutes. You don't use any oil on it, just cook it dry, and it tends to come out like that. You want some little crispy bits on it. Also, if you want to leave the skins on it as well, then you can. It doesn't really matter too much. So I'm just going to add this to my food processor, and then I'm also going to add 2 tins of 400 grams of chickpeas drained, so that's going to go in. If you want to use ordinary dry chickpeas, then you can, but look at the packet instructions as it says, and put them in water. What am I talking about? I've no idea. Anyway, I'll carry on now. And then I've got some cauliflower here. I did say the head of 1 small cauliflower. So this is all broken up into florets, and I'd say that's probably about as much as you're going to need. And then I've got some pine nuts here as well. These just give it that bit of crunch. Also, what I wanted to say was that if you haven't got a food processor, then you can always use a potato masher as well. The reason I use a food processor is because my husband and son are a little bit fussy, and they don't like finding lumps in their food, so I have to grind everything up. It's a bit of a hardship, but you know. And then I've got I've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then I've got 1 teaspoon of dried oregano and 1 teaspoon of dried mixed herbs. So I'm just going to add that in as well, and that gives it a lot of flavour. Without that, I didn't, the one that I had in the restaurant, they used like a spicy sauce on top, but I actually prefer to add the spices to the burger. I think it makes it taste a bit nicer. And then in here I have 2 tablespoons of dark tahini. You can use dark or light tahini, it doesn't matter. And tahini you can buy in a health food shop. Some supermarkets do stock it as well, but health food shops, if you live in the UK, then Holland and Barrett is normally a good place to go and find that sort of thing. And now all I'm going to do is blend this up. All the ingredients mixed up nicely. As I said, you don't need to do it as smooth as I have. You can do it with bits in it. It's just my husband and son don't really like it with bits in it, so I have to do it smooth. But anyway, on to making the burgers now. And all I'm going to do, this mixture is quite wet, so I would recommend you use a big spoon like that. And all I'm going to do is just plonk them onto a plate, or put them onto a plate, plonk them. Wonder where that word came from. And I'm just going to make them into burgers. So this will make 4 large burgers, or 8 small. I think this may even serve 6 people. I'm going to try and make 5 burgers out of this because Ted will be eating some of this as well, so I'll make a little one at the end. So I've done the 4 burgers now. I'll just show you that. So they don't have to look pretty or anything like that. That's it. And then I'm going to refrigerate these for a couple of hours. And then I'm going to put them into a frying pan, but I'll show you that later. I'm going to put my hob on to a high heat now, and I'm just going to let this pan warm up. And while it's warming, I'm going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom. If I had a plastic brush, I would spread it around, but unfortunately I don't. So I'm just going to try my best. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try and use a spatula. There you go. So I'm going to spread the oil with the spatula. Any type of oil for the bottom of the pan will do. I've just used an organic sunflower oil, but you can use anything you like. And I'm just going to go and get the sweet potato and chickpea burgers now. The pan is getting slightly warm now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of the sweet potato burgers in the base of the pan, and I'm going to let these fry until they become golden brown on one side. I just like to turn them occasionally so they don't burn either on the bottom. Just not really a fan of burnt bits myself, but there you go. So I'm just going to turn that over again. Yeah, they're becoming nice and golden brown now. Don't worry if some of the skin comes off. As long as they heat through, that's all you want really. These are nearly done. So we're going to have these this evening with just some salad, which I'm going to make later on. But yes, once these are done, because my pan is so small, I only could do 2 at a time. So if you've got a bigger pan, then by all means put all 4 in if you want to, but I only did 2 at a time. So I'm going to take these out and then I'm going to repeat the process, and then that's the chickpea burgers done. So that's how you make my delicious sweet potato and chickpea burgers, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. Do you enjoy burgers, and what sort of burgers do you like having? I'd love to know, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.